There's going to be a really big move soon on the pound yen. Let me show you what you need to look out for so you can catch it. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? I am back for another chart breakdown, and today I'm going to be going over the pound yen. I'm going to be showing you the new levels that you need to look out for and the new scenarios for the upcoming week to make some money. I'm also going to go over the news that you need to look out for the rest of this week. Let's get into it. So on the pound yen, we're looking at the daily time frame. So what we can see right now is that we are still in this range that we were in from last week. So we're still stuck in one spot, which is not the best for the trading because we're not in a trending environment, but you have to be able to adapt to all of the market environments. So look how price is just back and forth in this range. We did break out below and above, like I mentioned in my last video, but we're still ranging and stuck. So what does this mean for your trading? It means that you need to adapt a little bit more, be willing to take long and shorts, because currently on this daily time frame, we're in a range, so that means we're not trending in any direction, so that means you can be more flexible on your direction. So I would stick to the range extremes, so the top and bottom of the range, and fade those levels. So go short at the top, go long at the bottom. That's been working out really well recently. Okay, so let's go down onto a smaller time frame. Let me get rid of this box. So you can see the range a little bit easier here. We could just draw it out like this on one side. But the range is also present in the same range on the other side over here. But I'll take that one away just so we can see this range a little bit easier. So look at every single time we've had price touch down into this area at around the 131. 30 type area. It touched 131 here. This was the big news event that came out, pushed price down to get a reaction, but we've come down into this 30 type area and rejected, gotten closes above every single time. One thing I do want to note here, if I draw this out, is look at this low, this pivot area, and look at this one, slightly higher pivots. I don't know if this is indicative of a potential up move. It's something we're going to have to watch out for. If you do look at the daily or weekly time frame on the much higher time frame, the trend is still up. We're still on a higher time frame uptrend. Okay, one thing I do want to point out as well is, are we creating a smaller range area here? So price keeps rejecting at this 182.30 area. So we're holding about 100 pip range from 181.30 to 182.30. So I want to see, is this going to be the new smaller range for the rest of this week? Or can we see it expand back up into this 182.60, 70, 80 type area? If we break above these highs and get a strong closure, 1 hour closure above 182.30, we can expect price to continue up into the higher area. But if we get price maintaining below, we could see something like this form where it's just a smaller range. So this is something I want to look out for. Is the range going to get smaller and smaller and smaller? Because this could indicate a much larger move. So typically what happens is the market goes from trending to ranging. The longer that you range, the more likely you will get a trending day the next day. So since we're ranging on such a high time frame on the daily here, and it's been ranging for a while, we can expect a larger move to come out of it. An example of that is over to the left, over here. So look how long this was ranging for. This range actually looks very similar to the one we are currently in. And then what happens when you break the range? You get a big move out. So super strong move out. This move was 600 pips. So we could expect something like that to happen right now on the pound yen. Could we see it go back long? Potentially we could. We could get another move pushing us all the way back into the highs for a 500 pip move, but we always have to be ready for the shorts. So could we go short and retest this major area 600 pips lower? Potentially we could. But the idea that I'm getting at is the longer that we range, the higher the likelihood that we're going to get a bigger trending move when the trend does happen. Something that I like to look out for is trending in smaller and smaller ranges. So right now we are in this bigger range. We could see this smaller range form here. And then what I would look out for is something like this. So we keep ranging in this one. And then what happens is the range gets smaller into here, and then smaller, and then I'll look to take breakouts or pullback continuations once price breaks, because we've been ranging for such a long time. The range is getting smaller and smaller, squeezing price down. When it does finally break, every single time frame trader, your higher time frame traders and your lower time frame scalper traders, are all going to be looking for trades once you break that range, and we could see a really big price move. So that's something I'm going to be expecting and looking out for, whether it's this week, next week, or the week after, however long it takes. Okay, so some scenarios for this week and what I'm looking out for. Let me get rid of those boxes. I will be looking for price to come down from the top. If this is going to be the new top of the range, I'm going to be looking for price to come down into this 181.80 and potentially take a long based on price action. This isn't my preferable area to be taking a long from. The better area to be looking for longs would be the low down at 181.30. As you can see, multiple rejections in the past from this location. So we have 10 plus touches down into this 181.30 area. And also I'd be looking for a long in the deeper area down at 181. So these entries are going to be based on lower time frame confirmations, but I'd be looking at those levels primarily. Not so much this 181.80, but based on how the day sets up, I could always take a trade there. Not my favorite though. And then also, I'm going to be looking more for the shorts. If we can see price come into 182, 70, 80 area, get a touch up into here, take a short based on lower time frame confirmation. And then I will be looking long if we can see a nice closure above the 183 area. So I want a closure up here, pull back, and then I'd be looking for my entry right here. Let me just delete this one. So I'd be looking for my entry here on the pullback continuation to take price long up until 183.50 area at the previous high location. And then my shorts for below here, below where this price is, I would need price to close and break below the 181, pull back, and then I'd be getting in short to take price down into 180.30 to 180 whole number type area. So again, my entry would be right here on the pullback area. So close below on preferably the 1 hour or the 4 hour, closing below the 181 area, pulling back into 181, and then shorting all the way down until 180.30 or 180. So those are going to be the main scenarios. So I'm looking for basically fading the range at the top and the bottom, and then if it breaks the range, wait for it to pull back and then take the continuation move, because it could be a bigger trending move that I want to be able to be in and catch. Okay, let's jump into the news quickly. So Monday for news, not much going on. There's no red folders, but if you look at Tuesday, 1 a.m., these are all in Eastern time, by the way. So 1 a.m. Tuesday Eastern time, we have BOJ core CPI. Even though it's not a red folder, it could still be important, especially for the pound yen. And we have pound claimant count change. So this news, I'm not sure if it's going to be more important because it's a week later. So this news was supposed to be last Tuesday, but for whatever reason, because of people not responding to the survey, they postponed this news until this Tuesday. I don't know if that means that we're going to get a bigger push. We're going to have to wait and see. Nevertheless, it's still important. It's unemployment news for the pound. Again, very important for the pound yen. And then we have multiple PMI news is coming out. The important one for the pound yen would be this pound one at 430. And then going down, this could always be important. Business climate, it is on the euro, but the euro and pound a lot of times are closely related. So could this affect the pound yen? Yes, just watch out for it, be careful. And then CAD rate statement, I'm not sure if most of the move is going to wait to happen until this news comes out. So Wednesday might be slower during the London session, and then the majority of the move for all of the currency pairs happen at this rate statement. And then Thursday, again, especially with this one, I think most of the move is going to happen when this news comes out. The euro, super important currency, correlates with the pound a lot, and it has the biggest news event that you could have on it, the rate statement again. So watch out for Thursday, 8:15. I might be trading that, but I would be trading, if I were to trade this, I would be trading euro dollar. I would switch over to a euro pair instead of trading the pound yen. And then we have the advanced GDP and unemployment on the dollar on Thursday as well. I don't expect this news to be as big as this euro news. I expect this to be the main mover of the week. But I would wait to trade it until after this press conference begins. During the press conference, it's the same with FOMC for the dollar. Whatever they say during the press conference can drastically affect price. So the first initial move at 8.15 is usually based on the percentage increase or decrease or them keeping the rate constant. And that move will spike in either direction. But the sustained move will be based on whatever they say during the press conference. So wait to trade based on what they're saying and how the market is moving in price action based after they begin the press conference. And then 10 a.m. on Friday, we have the consumer sentiment, always a big news event. So watch out for that. But if we look at specifically London session, there's not too many big days except for Tuesday. So Tuesday would be the main day for the London session that I'd be watching the news very, very closely. That's going to be all for this week. Stay tuned for my Tuesday video where I'm going to update all of my scenarios and my charts. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you. Good luck trading.